It's MORAA, the truth teller. MORAA, the one and only truth teller.
Hi guys, from wherever part of the world that you're at. I hope you're all doing great. Now, the last time I was here, I spoke about carrots. And she had told us that she was going to confront D at the coast. And I remember we were all like, ooh. Guys, so the following day, this carrots does a video while she is in Malindi, you know. But then again, guys, according to me, this woman could actually be stalking D. Oh, yes. Because D is not in Mombasa. D has always been in Watamu. And Watamu and Malindi, they are actually neighboring towns. So what is she doing so close to D? Guys, this is no joke. I was, reading an article, a post by Mr. Fruits Money. I think it was a couple of days ago, where he was saying that he used to watch these mystery movies where this person, is an enemy to this other person. And then he stalks this person, his enemy, to this particular place. But then he announces, to the whole entire world that, you know what, I'm actually going to this place, the place where their enemy is at. And then when something happens, to that enemy of theirs, this person turns around, when questioned about it, they turn around and say, excuse me, do you all think I'd be that stupid to actually announce to you that I'll be going to this town where this person is at? And do you think I'd be stupid to do something to that person? You understand? It's just this mind games thing, guys. Why is carrots near D Mwango? Guys, this woman is stalking D. And guys, what kind of vacation is this? What kind of honeymoon is this? Whereby somebody wakes up in the morning, eats D Mwango breakfast, eats D Mwango lunch, takes D Mwango 4 o'clock, eats D Mwango dinner. Everything that she's doing is D Mwango this, D Mwango that. I'm not competing with D Mwango. I am not doing this with D Mwango. D Mwango, D Mwango. Morning, night, and noon. Guys, what kind of vacation is this? While on the other side, in Watamu, D Mwango is doing her thing. She's waking up in the morning, going to the gym, feeding, her dog, Matt. She is just doing her thing, cooking, enjoying her life. While somebody else is just talking about her. How many times have you heard D mention this woman? How many times? But this woman cannot talk about anything else. Guys, and then she is so funny because she talks about, I'm not competing about D, those ringled women during small ringled, they keep saying that I want to compete with D Mwango. I'm not competing with D Mwango. I've got a husband, I've got kids. Gosh, how old is D? How old are you? What is wrong with this woman? You want D to have teenage kids at her age? So, guys, she says, or rather she claims not to be competing with D, right? But then again, when she talking about, I have this, I have bought plots, she wants to buy land now, she is showing, a funny field and all this stuff. She's talking as though she is better than D. So what does that mean, guys? She is in competition with D. Because otherwise, she would not be saying all these things. Me, I have this. I have a husband. I have kids. I have plots. I have blah, blah. I have businesses. I have chicken. She is trying to say that she is better than D. She has got more investments than D. She is all that. better than D. So clearly, she is in competition with D. Carrots. Shame on you to be competing with D. Oh yes, you're competing with her. Otherwise, you would not be saying all these things that you are saying. Guys, can somebody just educate this woman a little bit? And then, guys, now the thing that really baffles me is how she came to talk about strikes. Huh? Who said strikes? You know, you people should get your facts right. Don't just be listening to people yapping anyhow around the streets. Huh? Unverified information strikes. Who striked who? What do you mean? Huh? And when somebody asked her why she does not have videos, or rather why some videos are missing from her channel, huh? She got really pissed. In fact, she got into her feelings. Huh? You people, you want to own me. Huh? The audacity. You guys, huh? This is my channel. I can do whatever I want with it. Guys, I was like, woo, really? So these people, when they are donating to you, and they're asking you questions while they're donating, so and so, you can answer them. But they cannot ask you any other questions. These same people who are your supporters, people who waste their time, you know, being on your live stream from when you start greeting people for 30 minutes, and then start talking bullshit for 10 minutes, and then greet people for another 30 minutes. They are there listening to you. They are giving you their watch time. They are giving you their CPMs from America, Europe, or wherever it is they are. You know, and of course, some from the African continent as well, you know. They are giving you all this time, you know. They are watching your adverts. And now, they cannot ask you nothing. They cannot just ask you a simple question of why don't you have your videos? You know, all your videos are not there. And guys, remember, the first time I spoke about this, I said there must be something going on. And she is not being honest, you know, with her subscribers. She is not being truthful to her audience. That is what I said. But now, for her to come out with this attitude, I was in shock, guys. You know, she was really pissed off. So she clearly told us that there is nothing about strikes, right? Guys, remember what I normally say about this woman. She normally says this, then she'll come and say something else. And that is why I normally say that, you know, her audience, wow, you know, you cannot be telling me something today and then tomorrow. Are you playing with me or what? Guys, so she clearly stated that there is nothing like strikes. People are just making stories up. People are speaking about unverified information and all that. So the next day, on Trending speaks about she being struck, you know, by Marwa. So now, she decides to also come out and starts pretending. Now, she is actually analyzing, or rather laughing, you know, with On Trending, and mocking Marwa about how the strike did not go through. She now, at this point, speaks as though she knew all along that indeed Marwa was giving people strikes. Because she started to say, Marwa is failing miserable giving people strikes. In fact, YouTube is tired of him because he tried to give JT strikes, you know, and no strike went through. So now YouTube is pissed off with him. YouTube is tired with Marwa. YouTube is fed up with this guy called I Am Marwa. Guys, when she said that, I was like, excuse me, didn't you just say a couple of hours ago that you knew nothing about no strike? Now, all of a sudden, you are telling us that JT, you know, had been struck by Marwa and, you know, so many strikes that, you know, YouTube rejected them and now also rejected, you know, On Trending's strikes. Guys, that is a thing I do not like. First of all, you pretend not to know something. You even get pissed off when your own audience asks you about it, and then now you come out and casually tell them, or rather casually tell the world that, you know what? Indeed, there were strikes. You don't even like, you're not even apologetic that you lied to, because clearly you lied. And then again, the same day in the afternoon, she does a live stream. now telling people that she is organizing her videos. She's putting some into private. She's actually deleting some. And guys, she amused me when she said she needs space, like she's creating. And guys, I was like, is it a phone? Is it a laptop? What is she talking about? So the YouTube platform, you know, her YouTube studio needs space. I've seen people like Marwa with 2,700 videos and they're still fitting into the space. Guys, she needs space. That is why she's deleting some of her videos. And of course, even on this particular day, she was still, in her feelings whenever somebody asked her anything about where her videos were. And so, later on the following day, first thing, she does another live stream or rather video. I can't even remember. She comes onto the screen and she talks about, you people did not understand what I said. Yesterday I said that, I was organizing my videos and some of them I was putting them, for members only. And you people did not understand what I said. Gosh! People who listen to this woman, hey, I salute you all. I really do. Gosh, she first of all did not know about no strikes. In fact, she vehemently denied it. Now she comes and of course casually admits it, when she is trying to mock Marwa for not being able to, strike them. And guys, she clearly knew about this all along. And now again, she comes and tells her audience that, she was organizing her YouTube, her videos and all this kind of stuff. And that is why she did what she did with her videos. And then again, now she forgets and says it is because she wants them, for members only. And so that if anybody wants to watch them, they can pay. And in fact, Marwa should be one of the people who will pay for them if he wants to, strike her. Guys, now we all heard what JT said, didn't we? JT sent this message to them. And so Carrots knew about this strikes issue from the beginning. In fact, hiding her videos was because of this JT story. So she had been lying to her audience all along. And that is now proven by what JT said. Guys, if this is not obsession, I don't know what it is. You can see how she is obsessed with Dimwango. She just cannot sleep. She cannot eat. She cannot do nothing without talking about this girl. I think this obsession needs help. For real. So guys, let us go to On Trending. Who came out here to mock Marwa, talk so badly about Marwa, say that Marwa doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know, how YouTube works. He doesn't know the rules and regulations of YouTube. He doesn't know the YouTube guidelines. Guys. So this lady was reading, the email that Marwa wrote to YouTube, so that they can have some of her videos taken down. The videos that Marwa felt, that had defamed him, that had insulted him and all this stuff. So this particular video, the strike didn't go through. So On Trending came out, so happy, laughing until, tears are coming out of her, her eyes, too excited. Of course, I understand, when a strike doesn't go through, I would only expect for, somebody to be that happy. However, the thing that really amused me is that a few hours later, all her videos vanished. She had privated all her videos. So now, I mean, all these things that she was talking about, she knows YouTube guidelines, she knows how it works. In fact, the placenta reactors are the ones who don't know what they are doing. You know, when I look at my YouTube studio, I see so many of them using my channel. I just, all I have to do is to match them 100%. I mean, guys, we have also been learning on these streets. Somebody tell her, you know, the placenta reactors ain't that stupid after all. You know, and guys, we know, you know, that strikes, you know, can be gotten. Anybody can get a strike, you know, just like they thought they wouldn't get a strike, but some of them did, like JT, you know. As a matter of fact, I hear that this woman on trending, you know, actually has strikes that went through. So she just used this particular one to mock Marwa and also tried to show her audience that, you know what, everything is fine. Marwa is the one who doesn't know what he is doing, you know. But in the real sense, guys, the grapevine has it that on trending actually got strikes that went through. I don't know if it's 2 or 3, but there are strikes that were given to her that actually went through. And that is the reason why she hid her other videos. Because guys, if it's 2 strikes that have gone through, if you get another one, you all know, you know, what, you know, will go down. So that is why I'm here to say that, you know, anybody cannot just stamp that, yes, I know YouTube too much. We are the ones who know, you know, fair use, this, that. Anything can happen. You know, so what people should just do out here on the streets is to just stop insulting somebody's family. Guys, I'm pretty sure nobody, none of them would be happy if people are insulting their mothers, their fathers, their sisters, their babies. Nobody would be happy. Guys, you know, sometimes I look at people's thumbnails and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know, I look at a thumbnail, it has Marwa. In fact, whose thumbnail was it? I can't even remember. But anyway, I mean, they've always been there, so many of them. But anywho, you look at a thumbnail, guys. It has Marwa, it has D, it has Uncle Mo, it has David Jr., it has their papa, it has their mama, and then the thumbnail, the title was something to do with you know, a family of corns or something like that. I was like, oh gosh, how sad. You know, I can just imagine me, my mom, my pop, you know, my sister, brother, uncle, we've all been put on some thumbnail and people are calling us some corn people. And yet, if they are truly asked, you know, to say how we are corn people, they cannot even say it. That is where the problem is, guys. Scammers. Okay, fine. Beggar. You know, Marwa has said yes. You know, donations are given to everybody, even Donald Trump. You know, no big deal. But still, they will call him beggar, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. Let's even put beggar aside. Scammer, how? Guys, actually, there's a day I saw, I even forgot to put it here. There's a day I saw, you know, this a very beautiful, you know, post on Rocio's Instagram stories. And, you know, she was professing her love to Marwa. She was talking about how, you know, even in another life, it would still be Marwa. You know, she said all these beautiful things. And then, you know, what came to my mind is, where is on trending? Because whenever Rocio posts anything, you know, without even writing Marwa's name, you know, if she just goes and collects some nice, you know, post from somebody else and reposts on her platform, you know, on her Insta, even without a second thought, on trending will come out here and start saying, oh, she's going through stuff, Marwa wants to live, she is fed up with MORAA, she is this, that. And this particular post that Rocio made is actually one where she mentions Marwa's name. It is so clear that she is talking about Marwa. How come she didn't bring that one and say, wow, these people love each other after all. Rocio really loves Marwa. I think they're not going to leave each other. I think they're going to stay together. As a matter of fact, they may get married. How come she never said stuff like that? You know, why is it always so bad? You know, it just has to be bad. You know, even when there's nothing. My thing is, if somebody has to react, I may not be an expert about reactions. I may not be an expert about YouTube, but at least I know that I have a conscience. And this conscience, every human being has it. You know? So, you know, when you want to do something wrong to someone, you'll just feel it in your heart. You'll feel it within your heart and say, you know what, I don't need to go that far. You know, let me stop here. You know, but you cannot go all in. Insult somebody's mother, insult somebody's papa. I mean, guys, hey, no. And then when somebody tries to take action, you come out guns blazing, insulting, mocking him, and all this stuff. You know, it's a shame. It is a shame, guys. It is a big shame. A question I would want to ask, you know, is if these same things are done to on trending, you know, same exact things that she is doing tomorrow, would she like it? And guys, there's this thing that she keeps coming out here to say, Marwa wished our kids this. Marwa, you know, sent people to, I think, Coco Mama's channel, you know, to have it taken down. Marwa did this to us. Marwa did that to reactors. Guys, did Marwa know these people? You know, that's just where, you know, I begin from. Did Marwa know these people? No, he did not. Did Marwa just wake up one morning and then find on trending on the streets and decide, you know what, I don't like this girl's face, and then, you know, started to say stuff like that about her kids? Is that what happened? What she should say is that I came onto the streets. I started to attack Marwa. I started to insult Marwa. I started to abuse his brand. I started to talk badly about his sister. I started to make sure that I do anything to pull down his brand. I made sure I have affected him. He tried to come to us to tell us to stop, but I went on. I insulted him even more. I made now more lies about him. I changed narratives. When he says this, I turned it around to this. And now Marwa got annoyed. Marwa had it up to here. And he now one day just came out and blurted a lot of stuff like, I wish your kids this, that, and the other. I wish she could say that truth. Because guys, Marwa did not he was scrolling through YouTube. And then he saw on Trending's face and said, you know what? I wish your kids blah, blah, blah. I know it is wrong to say what he said, but guys, sometimes people can push you, you know, people can push you to the wall. So for me, I find that whatever Marwa said, he said in retaliation. He did not begin the attack. He was retaliating from people's attacks against him. He is only human. He can only take so much. Guys, Marwa was crying in the email. Marwa, why are you crying? Marwa, you are crying so much. You're a cry baby. Guys, Marwa was not crying. Marwa was answering the questions that YT had asked him. On Trending clearly stated that, YouTube asked him for additional information. And that is exactly what Marwa provided. And of course, he had to explain, you know, why this thing has affected him. So now she takes it and starts mocking Marwa about it. Marwa was crying. Marwa, and why are you crying right now? Why are you hiding your videos? Why are you running away? Madam, very brave woman, who knows it all on YouTube. Why are you running? Why are you hiding videos? Why are you hiding live streams? Shame, shame, shame. I have never seen anything like this, guys. Somebody wants to come out here, insult you, abuse you, talk badly about you, mess up your brand, spit in your face, and then you're not supposed to do nothing. Once you do, it is now, we're coming back, we're gonna do this. Now, threatening Marwa. Marwa has, let me tell you, I think Marwa has gotten to the point of no return. And guys, I normally say this, I think these people had underestimated Marwa, or rather they had taken him for granted, like he can never do anything. Every human being, and I've been saying that here, has a limit. Everybody has a breaking point. No matter how polite, no matter how nice you are. I mean, it'll get to a point that even you will just go berserk. And guys, the people, who are normally perceived to be the polite ones, the ones who can't do anything, are the worst. Because when they start to do something, it's not going to end easy. It is not going to be a joke. Marwa is feeling bad about this. Marwa, like the video as you feel bad. Gosh, guys. I mean, like I normally say, yes, Marwa is human, but I think they have made his skin very thick, thick skin. I really don't think Marwa gets this vexed as they would like. He may feel a little bad, but I really don't think he feels as bad as they, would want him to feel. And now that begs the question, why are they doing this? Why do they want him to feel bad? Because he sent a strike to her, And why did he send a strike to her? Because of the bullying that he and his family have faced. It is only fair that Marwa does what he feels, within his heart. So once again, as I was watching on Trending, I felt like she had disgraced Carrots. Because earlier on, Carrots had come out to say, oh, you people do what you ringled women, do what, do other things. Stop telling me that I have gotten strikes. So now let us go to JT. And, people were really speculating a lot about JT. How many strikes did he get? Did he really get strikes? Why would he have gotten strikes? Why isn't he talking? If he has gotten so many strikes, why is his channel still up? And all these questions. First of all, I remember very well that when, Brenda also got her strikes, her channel was still there for a couple of days, It didn't just go down on the very first day that she got the strikes. So based on that, I feel like maybe it's the same thing with JT's channel. The channel is done and dusted. But then there's that window period that YouTube gives you to, I think, sort it out with whoever or try and, negotiate. Because I remember at this time, Brenda trying to negotiate with African Tigress and Nairobi Teacher. So yes, his channel could be up and yet he has the strikes that he says he has, and if he doesn't resolve, whatever it is with the sender of the strikes, then his channel eventually will go down. It will disappear, It is a sad thing, guys. Nobody would want this to happen to them. However, I just feel like JT was too much. He was warned enough times. Every time Marwa spoke, in his live stream, JT would come up here and mock Marwa. Really, really mock Marwa. Say, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be stronger. I'm going to do this. Reaction must continue and all this stuff. Instead of just being, and just seeing like, what? I am vexing this person. Maybe I should tone it down. But that was not the attitude, So, as much as I want to feel sorry for JT, on the other hand, I feel like he should have listened. He should have toned it down a little bit. That is just my opinion, guys. And I say this because JT did a live stream, last night. And he came out to elaborate, a lot of the things. He said he got 20 strikes, of which most people think that maybe he is not being truthful. Maybe he's just exaggerating it. Or maybe he is saying that because Black Demon said it. So he just is trying to be sarcastic. I really don't know. But all in all, he got a couple of strikes. So he came out to talk about this. And he said that, it is not what you're hearing on the streets, because people were saying, and especially somebody like, Black Demon, was saying that these strikes were because of him trolling babies. So he came out to explain and say, nope, it is not about me trolling babies. This is something totally different. He showed the titles of the videos. He showed us, the email from YouTube and all this stuff. Indeed, it was sad. And also, remember, he said about how he decided to help, his fellow, Kenyan reactors by sending them a screenshot of, the strikes, and also, the message that he had written to them. But of course, we all know that one of them, or maybe two of them, or even all of them, started to spread, this particular screenshot. And that is how this screenshot ended up, in Black Demon's hands. And he used it against JT. So JT tried to, defend himself, against Black Demon, because Black Demon had come out to say that JT and Marwa are friends. And he went there and, as Marwa's friend, and then later, started to, attack and react against Marwa. So he tried to dispel that, what he called something that is not true. He said that he has never been friends with Marwa. All he did was to go to the party, and after that, of course, he came back to the city. But then again, all I can just say to JT is that, you know what, then you are even worse, because, you pretended to be a good person by going to Marwa's place, but you had your own ill motives, because you keep saying you have all this evidence against Marwa. So what really took you there? What were you looking for? And guys, what I would just want to say is this. If I come to your house right now and I want to find something wrong, something negative, something to go out into the world to, disgrace you with, I will find it. I will find it. And I feel like JT went to Marwa's place looking for something. And that is why he was filming up to where they were selling alcohol. He was filming everything and everywhere, because he was looking for that mistake that he will come and disgrace Marwa with out here in the world. So even you yourself, JT, I can find a lot of negative things, to say about you. So all these things, guys, I'm just saying this to say that, so all these things that he says he saw at Marwa's place could actually not be that bad. Because like I said, one of it was, see, they're selling alcohol over here, So guys, for me, I just feel like, and that is why I will stand, with not believing anything that JT came with from Marwa's place, any information, because he went looking for that information. So he will turn even whatever doesn't look bad, so it can become bad, so that he can have juicy information to share out here. So according to me, going there as a pretender, going there, as a spy and all this stuff, that was actually even worse. That is the worst thing that you can ever do to anybody. And he came out to state categorically that he should not be given the title of lazy gang. He is just JT. And that reminds me, Carrot also said the same thing. Carrot said, she is not lazy, so she should not be associated with this lazy gang group. It seems that they are dissociating themselves, from Black Demon. And yet I heard her talk about, I am going to stand with these people. I'm going to do this. She's talking about them like she owns them. Like, they're under her. They are her people. And yet these people are clearly, going away from her. In fact, I remember when they fell out some time back, even on Trending said the same thing. So clearly, these people do not want to be, termed as lazy gang. They do not want to be associated with her, but she is forcing. Guys, these wonders of the streets are never gonna cease anytime soon. He amused me when he said that he has never ever asked Black Demon for a shout out. Well, I don't know, but I've heard Black Demon say that, a couple of times. So he came out to say, no, I've never done that. I came on Trending's, live stream, and Carrots, Nairobi Teacher, they are the ones who gave me shout out, but I have never asked, that lady, Black Demon, for any shout out. And he said that Marwa is actually his boss, because he directly feeds from Marwa. So this thing of Black Demon thinking that she is boss over him, she should think again. Guys, it is funny how, JT knows that he feeds directly from Marwa, but yet all he can do is to tarnish this person where he feeds from his name. He contradicted himself, saying that, I would not want Marwa to go down, because if he does, then, we are also finished, the people who depend on him out here on the street. But the things that he says out here are clearly things, to show that he wants Marwa down. He wants Marwa to be finished. And like I normally say, actions speak louder than words. If he truly was a true reactor, according to me, you can even look at something on both sides. You cannot just always be saying somebody is on the wrong, somebody has done bad, somebody is a scammer, somebody is... And he was still insisting, about the GoFundMe thing. I would just want him to tell me how it was a scam. And JT, you're looking so bad. You're coming out looking so bad because... Remember, you are actually, pushing this GoFundMe on your platform. You even defended it on one of your live streams. So when you come out to, turn around to say that it was a scam, you actually look very bad. Clearly you do not know what you're saying. But you're saying it because you just want to tarnish this person's name. You want to tarnish Marwa's name. Clearly that is what you're doing, and it is wrong. Because you know that you're feeding from this person. I don't see myself, being happy, like eating that food, giving my children that food. Oh, guys, I really don't know. People are different. People are actually very different on this earth. And especially if you know that you are lying. Because guys, I normally say this. Some of these reactors, the negative reactors, when you look at them talking, you can actually know that they really mean what they're saying from their hearts. And they believe it. They believe what they're saying. If they're saying that Marwa did this, something that is wrong, they actually believe what they're saying. And for those ones, I sometimes tend to forgive them, because they actually believe that. That is different, guys, from somebody like Carrots or JT, who clearly sits up there and you can tell that they know that they're lying, but they're doing it anyway. That is where the difference is. And that is why normally, when I see that, I'm like, no, I have to come and talk about Carrots. I have to come and talk about JT. Because clearly, you can just tell that they're being malicious. They know that whatever they're saying is not true. So if their conscience cannot convict them, and they do this intentionally, and they cash out at the end of the month, well, Time will tell. Oh, yes, JT. All I can say to you is that, when you're doing stuff, look at yourself as an individual, because you identified yourself with this group of people. Some of these people have come out to clearly say that they don't care. Carrots has stated that, you know what, I have a husband, I have my businesses, even if my channel goes down, I'm good, Plus, remember, Carrots lives in the villages. I know she's looking at me like right now and saying, what villages? Because, she lives in the town. Okay, Carrots lives in Bungoma town, which is a small town compared to where you live, JT. You live in Nairobi, where the bills are high, where you've got to spend money like every other minute, So Carrots lives in a smaller town where she does not spend as much, She's got her farm there. She's doing her thing. She's got this husband that she was bragging about. She has got her chickens, and she feels like she is good to go. She also says that she's got rentals, even if it's those one room that she gets 200 from, she at least gets something, unlike you, who was out here saying that, you know what, you do not have anything, any money to pay your bills with. You said you have lost everything, clearly meaning that you have no savings, of which I may understand because things are thick in Nairobi, So my thing is, you should look at yourself as an individual. Do not put yourself as a group. Yes, you can have all these people that you share these common interests with, but when it comes to some decisions, you look at yourself. When Carrots comes out there to insult Marwa, sometimes think twice because you never know. She's got lawyers. She said 3 lawyers. JT, you are on one of your live streams where you said you do not have a lawyer. So you cannot do the same thing as Carrots is doing. Black Demon said very clearly, I have a job, Even if YouTube goes down, I have a job, blah, blah, blah. There's a day, she also said in one of her videos that in Germany, even if she doesn't have a job, she can still be given, these stipends, by the government. We don't get that here in Kenya, JT. So you cannot compare yourself. If somebody comes to insult people, even if you're insulting people, you're doing the same thing they're doing. But their circumstances are different from yours. That's according to me, guys. I don't know what you all think. Because if you put yourself with this kind of people, somebody else will just go hire a very good lawyer. Well, you don't even have that one, lame lawyer. Guys, sometimes we need to think before we act, Or maybe, if you were a cool kid from Runda, and your parents are these wealthy people, maybe you can come out here because they will give you money to start some business. But I heard you asking people, to help you with something. If you truly meant what you were saying, then really, you should not be coming out here to chest thump. Because at the end of the live stream, again, you started to say, Marwa, I'm going to come for you. It's going to be, you again started that, chest thumping thing. Do you really think it's going to work for you? I would ask myself questions if I were you. I would ask myself what I really want to do. On Trendy, you normally see how she goes around bragging. They're going to Kisumu, they're doing this, they're doing that. Even if her channel goes down, you never know. She can still survive. So guys, I just feel like, we are learning a lot of lessons from what is going on. You know, we are learning about the YouTube guidelines. We are learning about strikes. We are learning about how not to behave, how to behave. We are learning a lot. You know, if somebody is wise, this is the time that they will learn, make changes on their YouTube platforms, even if it's the positive reactors. You know, just organize your channel. Just try and do the right thing. Just be within, you know, always be within the YouTube guidelines. You know, if something happens, you at least can go back to YouTube and appeal and defend yourself. Or better still, they can reject whatever it is that is being thrown at you. Just as I was about to upload this video, I saw Marwa was live. And boy, oh boy, wasn't this live something else? It was fire, like he had said, you know, his next live would be. So I am going to do another video and I'm going to talk about that live stream. In fact, I'm going to wait for them to do the live stream that he has said that they are going to do with D. And then I'm going to analyze them and I'm going to do a video to that effect. So guys, what do you think about this video? What do you think about Carrots, you know, coming out here to lie to her audience through and through? She only comes out with the truth when it's convenient. What do you think about On Trending coming out to chest thump, mock Marwa, talk badly, and then run? Guys, what do you think about JT coming out here to chest thump, you know, at the end of his live stream? And yet, on the same live stream, he is actually begging. Guys, what do you think about how, you know, his own team betrayed him? People that he had trusted, people that he had sent this particular screenshot so that he can help them. But in turn, you know, in return, they betrayed him by sending this screenshot to all and sundry. Is this the unity that they claim to have, you know, in the lazy gang? Guys, they are backstabbing each other. Let me know what you think, guys. Drop your comments hot in the comment section. Let us have a discussion. And boy, oh boy, I am waiting for the live stream that D is gonna do with Marwa. Woo! Guys, if you have not liked this video up to this moment, please give this video a massive thumbs up. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, please take this moment to hit the subscribe button so that you can be a part of us. And in case you have come across this channel for the very first time and you're wondering, what is this channel all about? This is a reaction channel where we analyze, we criticize, and we react on videos that have been put out on the YouTube space. So if you like that kind of stuff, quick, join us and let us move together. And guys, thank you so very much for 4K. I love you all. Let us continue with this journey. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. So let us meet, guys, in the next one. Bye.